Hello amazing family, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking in. I hope you're doing well. Today we'll be making Ayamase sauce, or you can say Ofada Stew. Sit back, relax and watch me cook. I like to start first of all by bleaching out my palm oil. I'll be bleaching 1 liter of palm oil for this stew. Sometimes it's good to bleach way ahead, like days before you actually want to use it. You can bleach your palm oil and store it. So I have already the palm oil all into the pot. It was sleeping because where I live is actually cold now, so it solidified the palm oil, but that's no problem. We are going to bleach this palm oil for 10 minutes. Now I just cover. Do not open, so that you do not pollute the air in the kitchen. Just cover properly, turn on your gas to medium heat and allow it bleach for 10. So after 10 minutes I came back to the pot. I'm opening it now because I want to confirm that the oil is properly bleached, and I'm going to show you guys. I'll be making use of my kitchen towel, paper towel. You can use a newspaper as well. Just dip it into the oil and then check the color. You can see that it's quite clear. Do not cook for too long, because if it gets burnt, the oil gets burnt, your stew will smell burnt. So now we just cover and set aside. And then let's move on to the next item. So for the protein, I'll be using shaki, that's cow stripe, pomodas, cow skin, and other parts of cow meat. You can use any protein of your choice. I just added to the meat garlic, ginger and onions, which I blended. Now I'm crushing in seasoning cubes. While I was bleaching the oil, I also was boiling egg on the other side, which you will see towards the end of making this stew. I added salt now to the meat. I added now curry powder, garlic powder and ginger powder as well. I like to season my meat very well. And then the stock water from the meat we are also going to be using in the stew too. So we'll just cover and allow it steam in its own juice for like 10 to 12 minutes before I will add water to it. So after 10 minutes I came back to add water to it so that it can cook properly. Then we'll cover to continue the cooking process while we go to the peppers. So for the peppers, I have onions which I peel. I'll be using 2 onions. I also have green bell peppers. All the peppers are green. For Ayamase or Ofada stew that I know traditionally, it's only green peppers that I use. So I already decided the bell peppers. I have my sweet chili pepper in there. I have the Scotch bonnet pepper as well. I have the one they called, I think Anaheim is what they call the other peppers, but they are all green. The long ones, which are like banana peppers, are quite very hot. The Korean pepper quite very hot. But because we are using the bleached palm oil, then we are not going to have that hot effect in our mouth. So I'll be using my small mini processor to blend that. Most importantly for Ofada stew, our pepper should be very rough, not smoothly blended. I'll show you guys when I'm done with this blending. So this is what it should look like. I blended a bit of my iru as well, just crushed it a bit, but not all of it. So I'm done blending. You can see that it has some water. Because we are going to be frying this pepper, we are going to strain it out, but do not throw the water away when you strain it. Just set it aside. I'll just pour it into this sieve or this strainer and leave it to drain the water while we go back to the meat. So the meat is well done now. I'm just going to take it out from the stock water, separate it, and then I'm going to cut the meat into small bits, like smaller sizes, because I prefer it that way. You can leave yours this way if you want to. That's me checking and confirming that the meat is actually well cooked. So now I brought the bleached palm oil pot back onto the gas. We are going to first of all fry the meat. I told you guys earlier that I was reducing the meat into smaller sizes. I did that off the camera. In the oil there, I have onions and garlic into my oil to add more fragrance into the bleached oil. And now I'm just adding the meat into it. I'm going to fry until it's dry but not extremely dry. You can fry to whatever point you want, or you can also skip this step as well. And the oil may look like is a lot when we begin frying the stew. It is very important that you use enough oil so that the stew can fry very well. And then when you're done cooking, you scoop out the oil itself and set it aside. So now I'm done frying. I'm starting the cooking process finally now. So into the hot oil, I just added the chopped red onions. We're going to fry that for like 2 minutes before adding the next item. Next, our iru goes in. The leftover iru goes in. We'll stir that for like 2 minutes as well. Next, our crayfish, blended crayfish, goes in, and that one will just fry for just 1 minute, not for long. Time to add our pepper, roughly chopped pepper or blended peppers. So we'll just fry. That's why we need a lot of oil, so that the peppers can actually fry very well. I'm going to be frying this for like 15 minutes until I'm sure the peppers are well fried, and then the oil itself, you will see all of the oil will come on top, indicating that it's well fried. So at this point I came to check after like 15 minutes, although intermittently I was stirring. I kept coming to stir intermittently, and then now I can see that the pepper is ready to accept the other ingredients. You can see all of the oils now on top of the stew, indicating that the pepper is well fried. My kitchen at this point was already smelling of Ofada stew. So first of all, I added the stock water from the meat to loosen up the stew a bit. I had this sweet aroma in my kitchen. Time to introduce all of the meat we fried, and also the boiled eggs. So if you notice, much earlier in the beginning of the video, when I was bleaching the palm oil, you notice that by the side I also had a pot boiling full of eggs. So these are the eggs now, already peeled and then added into the pot. So we're going to allow this cook for like another 10 minutes. If you have your dry fish, you can also add it to this. I didn't have that in the house at this point. So we're going to allow this cook for 10 minutes, and then our stew is ready. If you have Ofada rice, please start boiling it soon and come to the dining table so that we can enjoy. So I tested now to see if my seasoning was okay. I didn't add any other seasoning here because the stock water from the meat has lots of seasoning. So after testing, I realized that we needed just a little more salt, and that was it. The taste was adjusted and it was fine. Remember, we had a lot of seasoning cubes and spices when we boiled the meat, and we use the same stock water also in prepping or cooking the final dish. So our Ofada stew is ready. Please boil your Ofada rice and let's go and enjoy this meal. If you have watched to this point and you are not following me, please be a part of the family and drop me your comments, your like, and let's get to know each other in the comment section. I love to read from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.